Thank you, Madam President. Members, a life well lived is not a function of how long that life is. A life well lived is one of purpose, of dedication, and filled with selfless help of others, especially in the face of great challenges. I rise to honor and adjourn in the memory of Danielle Mandella's life. Danielle passed away November 29th of just last year. She was 37 years old, 37. She leaves to mourn in her passing and celebrate her legacy, a wide circle of family and friends, some of whom were introduced earlier when Senator Laird presented his resolution. Danielle was a beloved staff member of the Cystic Fibrosis Research Institute and member of the cystic fibrosis community. She will be long remembered for her unconditional giving of herself, her vision and capacity to excel, and her commitment to improving the quality of life for future generations. She was born on October 9th, 1986 in Sacramento, where most of her large family resides, and she graduated from Rockland High School. Danielle was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at 3 months old. She lived her entire life with it. As a teenager, her health declined rapidly, and in 2003, she became one of only a handful of people in the nation to become a living donor lung transplant recipient. Each of her parents, Terry and Daniel, who are here with us today, donated a lobe of their lungs for their daughter. Those lungs sustained Danielle for over 20 years, but chronic rejection and other transplant-related complications ultimately claimed her life. Danielle volunteered with Cystic Fibrosis Research Institute for many years prior to joining the staff as a social media associate. In that role, she expanded the Institute's reach around the globe and created connections within the national and international cystic fibrosis community. She also served on the Retreat Committee and the Cystic Fibrosis Adult Advisory Committee and launched their now annual Dance Like a Fool event. That raises funds for wellness classes for the national cystic fibrosis community. Danielle was a committed and passionate advocate for those with cystic fibrosis and other disabilities. She participated in advocacy events here at the Capitol and used social media to inform the community of issues impacting access to therapies and care. Now, to end on a more upbeat note, she was also a talented improv artist. Danielle was a production manager at Stab, a comedy theater in Sacramento. She possessed a sharp wit and a dry sense of humor. And that, members, is a life truly well lived. She lived with grace, intent, and focus until her last breath. Her profound impact on the cystic fibrosis community and all who knew her will endure.